So if you didn't watch my last video, you're probably wondering where on earth I am. I am currently sitting on a rooftop in Phuket in Thailand. And this was all made possible because I've managed to set up my jewelry business in a way that it can run without me having to be there 24/7. So this was one of my huge big goals ever since I started making jewelry many years ago, over 10 years ago now. And I am super happy that I'm finally able to do this. So in this video, I thought I'd talk to you a bit about setting goals, about seasons, and how you can also really focus to make the most of your time and move forward with your business as well. Obviously, being remote and not being involved in your jewelry business may not be your exact goal. It's totally not for everyone. Sometimes the making is like something that's super important for you. And I used to absolutely love doing that. But long story short, I got electrocuted. And so sitting at the bench myself 24/7 really physically hurts me. So I can't actually do that. So finding ways to automate my business in a way that makes sense for me was always a goal for me since that happened to me. So for you, it might be something different. But my point is that it's really important to make sure that you're super clear on your goals. I watched a video the other day by Oprah Winfrey, and she was also reiterating the fact that people who reach their goals is because they have clarity on what their goals are. There's no way you can reach your goal if you don't even know what it is. So coming to Thailand, coming to Asia, traveling for some time, it's an undefined amount of time for now, bought a one-way ticket from Belgium, and this is something that I've been super excited about. Traveling since I was really little was something that I dreamed of doing, but it always seemed so unbelievably far-fetched for me. So being able to do that and sitting here is really feels like such an achievement. I'm so grateful for this opportunity, but it wasn't luck that got me here. It was clarity, focus, and working towards that goal. And it took some time, but here I am. Obviously, this didn't happen overnight. And throughout my life, I've had different goals and different seasons. So what I mean by seasons is different times, periods of time where I'm focusing on a specific goal. So throughout my life, that's changed, and I've had different seasons of different things. So one of my first seasons as a young adult was upcycling secondhand clothes into newer items that could be worn and were a little bit more modern. For example, this top that I'm wearing, I made it out of a scarf that I bought in Ethiopia airport many years ago, and I was going to Thailand, so I needed something a little bit lighter to wear, so I made myself a top. So that's kind of the thing that I used to do. But before I began doing it for myself as a business, I was actually doing the alterations for a woman who I was working for in a vintage clothing store in Cape Town. But I was being paid absolute peanuts to do alterations for her. I was seeing that things are selling for way more money and selling way faster because of the alterations. So I also was a little bit uncertain of my job situation because she kept on saying, oh, I might close the store, or I'm not sure if I want to keep this open, things like that. So I was like, okay, I need a little bit more stability in my life. So I said to her, do you mind if I also make my own things on the side? Which she said, yes, sure, go ahead. You can sell them in the shop. And so I did that, and I also sold them at the market. But then I soon realized that if I sold just 2 or 3 items, I would be making the same wage that I was making working full-time 5 days a week at the shop with her. So simple maths made it clear to me that I may as well just actually do that full-time. So that was one of the times when I realized that working for myself was so much stronger and I could go so much further than working for somebody else in a 9-to-5 situation where the pay remained the same no matter how many hours and how much effort I put into it. So more effort I put in for myself, the more the reward was. So that was a big eye-opener for me in terms of moving forward into another season, which was then taking that fully and really embracing that and the life of the independent person and making my money from doing that. So that got to a point where it was working really well. And then I got to the next stage where I was like, okay, I can't actually go to the secondhand shops anymore because they don't have any more stuff. So what am I going to actually do? So I kind of reached the limit with that business model as it was. So season 2 saw me stepping into the jewelry world which then became clear to me that running a successful jewelry business was something that I absolutely really wanted to do. So at the time I was waitressing, very low paid wage. So I decided obviously that this wasn't going to be successful. I wasn't going to be able to afford the tools, the materials with such a low paying job. So that meant that I had to find a higher paying job, which thankfully I was able to do. So working at the International School of London. And when I started, I already knew my goal was to have this jewelry business. So when I signed up, I made it clear that I was only interested in part-time work. So when I started, I had 4 days, then I moved down to 3 days. And so I was still able to pursue my career on the side with the jewelry. And I didn't let the other job, which was always meant to support the jewelry career, take over my life, because that was always the goal. So that obviously took a couple of years to get set up, and all the learning, the skills, buying the tools, all of that took time, but with my eyes set on the focus of the goal. I would say that season 2 was accomplished when I decided to quit my job at the school and move to Belgium to be full-time with my jewelry business.
My God, what a crazy year 2021 has been. First of all, quit our jobs.
It's official. I've finally done it. Today, I actually gave in my notice to ISL and moved to Brussels. I am moving to Belgium to start my jewelry career completely and utterly full-time. Obviously, that's not the end of season 2, technically, because I'm still running my jewelry business, and that is still, the goal is going on. But reaching that point where I became full-time to be a full-time jewelry designer was 2 years ago. With moving to Belgium, I entered season 3, which was all about setting up ways so that I could automate my jewelry business so that I could run it from anywhere in the world. So this obviously took a lot of strategizing, a lot of research, and a lot of time to get to the position where I can be doing that right now. So what does that look like? So first of all, I have found a manufacturer after lots of trial and error who is able to make things to my standards, because I'm very meticulous and very particular about the quality of the jewelry I put out there. So it's all still handmade, all still recycled, ethical, beautiful, super high quality items. So I feel really comfortable and confident about handing that job over, because I was very much reluctant to do that before, because I'm very particular about that. So that tick helps me to save loads of time. Then the second thing that I have also had to figure out was, okay, posting the orders. So obviously I was doing all of that myself, but I was able to find somebody who was able to take on that role, and also exactly to my specifications, super high quality, really beautifully done. She's super reliable, and I'm so grateful for her help. So that was another obstacle that I had to figure out as well. And basically then I can take care of the marketing, I can do all the other stuff from wherever I am. I don't need to be in any particular place for that. So that was a way that I was able to do that. But like I said, it took time to get there, but it was always the goal that I was working towards from entering into season 3. Obviously, it isn't just about the manufacturer and finding somebody else to ship items. There's a lot that's going on behind the scenes that enables me to get to this position. For example, the email marketing that I've set up behind the scenes, all of the sequences, all of the content that I've been putting out there that helps people get to know, like, and trust my brand. So that is all super important as well, because if you just make the items and hope that people find you without having all of that in place, it isn't going to work as well. Obviously, depending on the goal that you're setting for yourself, it might take longer, it might be a really quick goal to achieve, but it also might come with certain sacrifices. So for example, my season 3 was really, really tough. So Emil and I worked freaking damn hard in those 2 years in Belgium. We said no to lots of invitations. We didn't, take full advantage of being in Belgium. Our focus was to get everything set up and automated to allow us that freedom to be able to go places and see things and experience different cultures. So that is basically season 4, which we've entered into here. Oh, I'm loving season 4. Don't know about you, but I am so ready to focus on more collaborations, more adventure, more fun, and invite all of that into our lives. So sitting here at the start of season 4, I am so grateful to be reaping the benefits of the hard work from season 3, 2, and 1, because it is so nice to be able to sit here, have the freedom to explore while receiving sales at the same time. So if you want to learn my blueprint to running my own successful six-figure jewelry business, then there's a link down below to a 1-hour free masterclass where I teach you about the 3 huge big mistakes that I see so many jewelers making and how easily you can avoid them. And I teach the framework of how I run my jewelry business. So links down below, and I look forward to seeing you next week in another video. Take care. Bye.